Mombasa.
Yes.
From the SGR. So basically, my wife said, you got to find your own way here to meet me. So I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't want to take a cab, wanted to take a matatu, so I had somebody help me get me to the right one for Mtwapa. The guy just put me on, didn't give me a price or anything. So I sat next to a woman. She let me use her phone because I didn't have Safaricom set up. So I could call my wife and say, hey, I'm on my way. And, you know, she let me know what the price was, you know, probably like halfway through the trip, the lady that was sitting next to me, right? So she said it was 300 shillings. And when I got there, sure enough, you know, the guy's like, I had some luggage in the back. And he asked me if I paid already, so he didn't even know that I paid because the conductor actually didn't even collect the money.
Yeah.
So the driver. So he's like, oh, okay, so this is his opportunity. It's 400. I go, it's 300. How do you know the price? Because the woman next to me that let me use the phone told me the price. So he had a sad face, and I would have actually gave him 400. I was anticipating I'd give it to him, but because he tried to do that, I decided I'm just going to give him the regular rate. And it's like, lo and behold, it's like, as soon as I got there, there was another Matatu driver that was going somewhere else. He's like, my friend, sir, me and him are really good business partners. Here, I'll take you where you need to go. My wife's right there.
Wow.
Wow.
it's like, like,
you get a Muzungu price. You get a Muzungu price.
Yeah. But you know what? At this time around, there was no Muzungu price in anything that I did. I got everything with the local price, even when I was by myself on anything and everything I did. So, you know, I'm used to that. And there was even some cases that I paid a little more depending on, you know, good conduct. If, you know, they treated me respectfully and stuff like that. Just normal. That's all I was expecting, just normal. I'll give somebody like 2 or 3 times what they ask for.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's what I like to do because I like to support the business. But again, I'm only going to do that if I can do that.
Yeah, and the funny part for me, usually, it's a good thing, and it's bad. So because I'm used to negotiate when I'm in Africa, so wherever I go, yes, I know this is the price, so I have to negotiate first, so that I can just enjoy that process. And then let's say you are getting to the tax or something like that, and you say, okay, the price maybe is $5. So I negotiate maybe to 3 or to 2, but when we reach there, then I pay you the original price. But I just have that the pride. I negotiated because I know like I have to support your business. But if you tell me the price and they pay exactly the same amount without negotiating, I feel bad. But in the end, I'll pay you the same amount. But let's negotiate first. Go down. It's very interesting, yeah.
Well, like even the guy I worked with there. For a couple days, we did about 4 or 5 different videos that we collabed with. His name is Man Killits. You'll see him soon on my channel.
Yeah.
Like that guy's an expert when it comes to like the tuk-tuks, stuff like that, right? So he's giving me the rates on rush hour for matatus, non-rush hour, and then basically the tuk-tuks are like taxis. You might pay the same rate or a little bit less than a car taxi because it can only take 2, maybe 3 people. So basically we want to do a tour of his area called the Bamburi Cement location. They built some estates probably in the last 20 years right behind it. So we did a tuk-tuk tour of that, right? So he said the normal price around here just to ride around is 80 shillings. I think it was.
I'm live.
So we planned on we're going to pay the guy 150. And then probably almost halfway through it, I guess the guy was looking at my camera when we're stopping here and there and decided, I need some more money. He's speaking to Swahili. I need some more money because I think I'm doing too much for this little bit. I need some more money. And I was like, man, because we got out and did a little segment, you know, outside his tuk-tuk and walked back in. I was like, you know what? I was going to pay the guy more, just in general for the fact. But now he's complaining. It's just like, it wasn't even 15 minutes for the whole process.
Yeah.
but then when we got back in, his tune kind of changed and he kind of like relaxed from that attitude. And then when we got back, I was like, just pay him 3. So we paid him double what we were even going to pay him.
Yeah.
Just because he changed for me to like appreciate him. Because then he's like, I want to do more for you. So me and him were going to go across the street to do a one-on-one interview. Me and Man Killits. And the guy wanted to follow us everywhere and just take us everywhere because I paid him 300 instead of 150.
Oh.
That's crazy. I'm crazy.
But he ended up just like in time to be a very respectful person. So you got to give people a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's how I am. It gives somebody the opportunity to prove you wrong if you have that mindset. But even if you don't have that mindset, give the person the opportunity to prove you wrong regardless.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll be surprised.
Yeah. That is a very good point here, because sometimes we are ending up quick to judge, and you shut down one person, even just one something. You don't allow the person to have maybe 4 or 5 minutes later, conversation will be different after. No, so this is a nice person who you can, So it is a very good reminder on that.
And also, I like for the people who know Mtwapa. Now, Mtwapa is not actually Mombasa; it's just across the bridge. But Mtwapa, I didn't know, but a day before I went, that it's probably the prostitute capital of Kenya.
Oh.
That I didn't know. I thought it was Mombasa because it's Mombasa, but no, it's actually just the next town. I want to say this about Mtwapa. Yes, I did see an awful lot of prostitutes there. I saw a lot of sex tourists there. Unfortunate. But I want to say this about the town. Mostly it's very clean. Okay, it is very clean. You didn't see many garbage heaps or anything where people burn the rubbish on the side of the roads. And the other thing too, the people there are very, very respectful to one another. You got to pay attention not just how they treat you as a visitor, but how they treat each other. They're very respectful to one another, and they're very respectful to you. And I have to say that is probably one of the most nicest places I've ever visited in Kenya. And Kenya is nice in general.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I want to give a thumbs up to Mtwapa. If we could get rid of the sex tourism problem, I think it has a lot of potential for a lot of different things.
That's very good feedback. Yeah, in general, Kenya, I have a very good time when I go to Kenya. Good conversation with people. Yeah, and usually we argue more about Tanzanian and Kenyan Swahili. Yeah, like whatever, for them, rice, they call them mchele. Everything, whether it's cooked, whether it's raw mchele, say no. Those are different in Swahili. Yeah. There is, so when you negotiate, sometimes do you use Swahili or use English?
Mostly English, because I don't know enough Swahili in order to say some things, that would make sense.
Yeah, there are there is there's a group of priests, like there are 3 priests. They came from Europe, and directly they came to my hometown, Kigoma, but they went to live in the rural because they became the priest in the rural area. So they end up knowing Kiha, which is a tribal language. They do not know Swahili. So assumption is, so they came to one store to buy things in town. So that store was near my friend's store. So when they went to buy something there, so they were speaking English. Because they do not know Swahili, they know English, and Kiha, which is a tribal language, they do not know the Swahili, which everybody expected them to know. So they asked in English to buy something. So the person didn't know English, so they had to go to the next door where my friend and I were just chilling, talking, my classmate. So my classmate knows English, so the person came there and asked my classmate in Kiha. So they assume the person doesn't know, the Wazungu, they will know Swahili, so they said, let me use the Kiha language, tell them go and sell to them, but put the price at least twice. They tell the person in Kiha, so that when you speak in English, you go and do that. So the person went there and he started negotiating. And so the person knows Kiha said, but why are you raising the price? And they started talking Kiha, but we are same people, we live in the same town, so the people have to apologize for that. So they explain, how do you know Kiha instead of Swahili? They say, yeah, we just came as a priest. We have been living like 5 years in the rural area, so we know the language there. That is
you know that you just remind me of a story because
KBM, I'm gonna jump on the call.
Okay, thank you so much, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda.
And for people, please,
thanks, guys.
I put Brenda's channel. Please go and subscribe to Brenda. Her channel is on the comment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, KBM.
Bye-bye.
Yes, continue, KBM.
Yeah, you just reminded me with the pre-story that I know some Kikuyu ladies that live in Tacoma, which is right by Seattle. And they're telling a story that they went into like a Ross Dress for Less, and that there's this Mzungu woman looking at them as they're speaking in Kikuyu. And what they were saying was, yeah, she was kind of looked like she's stressed out. They're saying in Kikuyu that it kind of looks like she's stressed out, and she keeps looking at us. And I wonder why she keeps looking at us. She kind of like, I don't know, an old hag or something like that, right? And then when they got closer, she goes, I didn't know I looked like an old hag. She spoke Kikuyu.
Oh man!
And they became friends.
Exactly. Oh,
it's funny how that works out, though. Yeah.
I mean, the good thing, just for the benefit, is just to be a normal, nice person. You don't start talking bad thing for whatever language. Like one time, I was in California. I was in one college. I was just sitting there. I was waiting for one of the classes. I usually take I was taking photography classes for whatever, for fun, so that I can get the VA home loan. I mean VA benefit for education, because I qualify. So I need to get any course. I don't need community college per se. So let me go study about these few things. So I was outside. I was talking to one person in New York in Swahili. We were just talking whatever. And he asked me something. So that woman was coming to me and so I told the person, please wait, there is one person here is coming, I think, on my direction, is going to ask me a question. I want to respond to you, so don't go away. So the person came there and he started talking to me in Swahili. And he was a white person, like mid-age. So how do you know Swahili? I said, I was born in Kenya, but I grew up in Rwanda, but my parents were preachers, whatever, so I've lived there for over 15 years. So the good thing, we didn't talk bad things, but it was very good to see someone say, you're speaking another language, coming to connect with you. Right. Yeah, so that's why usually, like, no matter what, just find a nice, don't start talking bad things, whatever, to people. You do not know where the background is. Right, exactly. You know, there's this guy named, I know his first name is Keith, like mine. Yeah. I forget his last name, but he's actually born and raised, a Mzungu, born and raised in Kenya. And his parents are from England, but he has this company, and I just happened, there's a Kenyan lady that had one of his bags. He makes bags from genuine leather in Kisumu, I think it is, right? Yeah. Called Stormfront, I think, or Sandstorm. It has like a lizard logo, right? Yeah. So it's all made in Kenya. Now, listening to his story, because a friend of mine in Minneapolis has a website, and the story was on there, and he said that he grew up learning Swahili before he knew English, and even till this day, you know, he knows how to speak Swahili a lot better than English. Yeah. And he's a very successful individual. Still lives in Kenya, but you'll find his bags worldwide. Yeah. Even like one of my classmates for masters in California, she's the lady. So when we are introducing ourselves, oh, I'm Carissa from, where are you from? From Kenya. You are white, like how comes? So the father is British, the mother is American, they have lived all their life, so all their three kids, they are all born in Kenya, raised in Kenya. The only way she came to America, she came to do bachelor degree, and then she went back to Kenya, and then she came for masters. So she speaks Swahili like me. Even her English is typical like British accent, because you live in Kenya, colonized by British. So in America, so it's just like, oh, you are Kenyan. So she eats ugali, everything like us, like. So if something you do not know, you can come and say, what's going on, like. But in the end, she's like, yeah, she's Kenyan by also nationality, born and raised in Kenya. Right. Now, did you say you're from Kigoma? Yes, my hometown is Kigoma. That's one of my favorite songs. Kigoma. Oh, that's that is one of my favorite songs, bro. Yeah, so it is a collection of all superstars from Kigoma. Yeah. My hometown, majority, we are very poor. In the sense, the reason being poor is because it's more political opposition, so they don't give attention to development. But it has a lot of talents. When you talk about music, you talk about soccer, you talk about whatever, so we have so people depend more on the talent. So if you see most of one time there was national team or just like youth team, they won World Cup in Brazil. Like out of 15, 20 players, like half of the team was from Kigoma.
Yeah, didn't you have like a champion boxer out of that location at one time?
Yeah, yes, we used to have that one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have so many people, yeah, their talents from there. I think it's usually we tease, but it's true. It's because we have Lake Tanganyika, because of the fish and the sardines, the dagaa. It is easier. When we are poor, we have opportunity to eat a lot of protein through those kind of, which helps a lot of kids when growing up. Even if you are poor, eating fish and the sardines is poverty for us in Kigoma. But it helps for us to have good protein too. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
Kigoma All Stars is the group you're talking about.
Yes.
All the people.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Hello, Rosalind.